Alright guys, so just so you know, this is a re-upload and re-edit of this video. The original was taken down and deleted because of some controversy and some backlash from people on Twitter and whatnot. So I apologize to those of you that were offended by that. And yeah, I guess I'm just going to stay away from those topics and keep it clean from now on. What's up, Golf Squad? Famox here from Game On Your Face, and this is the second episode of Is It Worth It?
Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it.
So before we begin, we got to give the shout out to the newest patron, Devin Lanigan. Also, I want to update you guys on Patreon. So a lot of you guys know how on Twitch, a lot of streamers do like a giveaway every 5 subs. I'm going to be doing something similar on Patreon. So now every $25, since Twitch is set to $5, so every 5 subs is $25. But on Patreon, it's different. So it would be 25 $1 patrons, 2 $10 patrons, and a $5 patron. But every $25 pledged, I will be giving away a different card. And this one is already at 5 since Devin started it off. So $20 away, and I will give away the Flashback Kane that I review in this video. So anyways, moving on, a lot of you requested this, so hopefully you enjoy it as we take a look at Kane and Junior Flashback Kane. Here's the rules. I will play both players for 7 games on 100 chemistry lines. They will not be assigned any boosts or captaincy cards. The overall grade is based on 5 stats: puck skills, skating, shooting, physical, and defensive. His current average price is $500K, putting him in the same price range as Steven Stamkos. Puck skills, he gets a 10. Kane is great at making dekes in hockey. He can use his hockey stick to move the puck in a way that the other players cannot get it. He is one of the best at this. He can use this technique to get around other hockey teams' players to get plenty of one-on-ones with the goaltender. He can also use his great hockey skills to effectively pass the puck to his teammates so that they can also get goals. Skating, he gets a 9.5. Kane feels much faster than he did in last year's game. His acceleration is probably top 3 and can keep his speed up for a good length of time. But just as previous years, the best part about Kane's skating is his agility. He feels so smooth on the ice and can move full speed even in the tightest spots. This goes hand in hand with his elite deking ability, and it's what makes him so talented when it comes to evading contact. Shooting, he gets another 9. Kane has always had an amazing whip of a wrist shot, but in this game, he has a good slap shot too. He can terrorize any goalie with a simple flick of his wrist. Even though it's not the hardest, he can release it so quick with a bullseye accuracy. And unlike some players who can only snipe when skating at slower speeds or gliding, Kane can get it done at full stride. Physical, he gets a 7. If you tried any version of Kane from 08 to NHL 14, you're probably used to him as a featherweight player. But this year it seems he's got some gains in the gym because he's actually pretty strong on the puck. Now I'm not saying he's Superman, but it definitely takes more to knock him down. The only times he really got rocked were when I deked right into the hit. Defensive, he gets another 7. Kane was average on the defensive side of his game, his strongest point being his poke check. Even with a short reach, he managed to force a lot of turnovers and created countless opportunities on the forecheck. But other than that, he didn't really stand out. Pass interception and discipline were decent, not spectacular, but I have nothing negative to say about it. Total points. In 7 games, he got 5 goals and 3 assists for a total of 8 points. His overall grade comes to 8.5 out of 10 or 85%. Kane has definitely made some big improvements over his card in the last few years. He's much stronger, faster, and still has his shot and world-class deking ability. If you're someone who likes to dance around the ice and loves the speedy players, then Kane is a must-have on your ultimate team. But I know only a small percent of you can afford to drop $500,000 on one player. But what if you could get a decreased version for half the price? Would that be worth it? His current average price is $200K, putting him in the same price range as Tyler Seguin. Puck skills, he gets a 9. Flashback Kane was just as good as his base when it came to dangling. His loose puck dekes were on the same level and he could perform all moves quickly and effectively. The reason he dropped to a 9 is because his passing is decreased. He was often intercepted, even on some simple passes. Skating, he gets a 9.5. I felt no change in the skating of Kane's flashback compared to his base. He could fly and accelerate at the same level, and his agile stops and turns didn't miss a beat, easily turning defenders inside out and probably taking the title for fastest 86 overall player, beating out guys like McKinnon and Nyquist. Shooting, he gets a 7. This is where you start to notice the change in these two cards. Flashback Kane's shot release and power match up, but his accuracy takes a huge drop. If you try to shoot mid-stride, he almost always misses. Even when gliding or in close, he has a 40% chance of going wide. That being said, if you find him open for the one-timer, he won't let you down. Physical, he gets a 6.5. Flashback Kane's physicality was also decreased, but just slightly. He feels more like last year's version of Kane. He managed to stay on his feet for most checks, but couldn't keep a handle on the puck when he got bumped. But just like his base, he didn't get thrashed unless you deked into an oncoming hit. Defensive, he gets a 6. Flashback Kane didn't contribute much defensively. His poke check and stick lift were not as effective as his 90 overall version. I noticed that his pokes didn't knock the puck off a player's stick until the second or third attempt. However, his discipline was unchanged and he didn't get any penalties, despite my slight poke check spamming. Total points. In 7 games, he got 3 goals and 3 assists for a total of 6 points. His overall grade comes to 7.6 out of 10, or 76%. So Flashback Kane drops 9% in his overall grade compared to his base card, but I wouldn't strike him off your list just yet. The areas that go down are areas that you might not be looking to fill with a player like Kane. If you only want him for his deking and skating, then I wouldn't hesitate to pick up his flashback, since they are almost identical in this department. However, you do lose his shot, which may be a deal breaker for some. I would actually say that Flashback Kane is identical to 89 Johnny Gaudreau, with a slightly lesser shot. So is it worth it? I'd actually have to say no. Flashback Kane is really good for an 86, but at 200k, there are just so many better options out there. That being said, if you love Patty Kane and really need him on your team, then I think his flashback with a captain card would do the job. You save yourself 300k and almost get the full Kane experience. So that concludes this review. Hopefully you found it helpful, and if you did, I would appreciate if you left a like. For the next review, we will be analyzing and giving away the Flashback Todd Bertuzzi as a celebration for hitting 20,000 subscribers. The details on that will come later. And if you're not subbed yet, then make sure you hit that button now to become a part of the Goif Squad, where I provide in-depth reviews so you can make informed decisions. I'm Famox, and I'll see you in the next one.